Over the years, I've helped a few students get into Oxford University, or at least their parents have sought my help for their kids. And I want to tell you an apocryphal story, first of all, about an Oxford admittance interview, before I tell you what actually happened at mine. Now, of the students that I've helped since, about 2004, only one didn't make it in. And the one who didn't make it in was probably the one I thought was the strongest candidate and the one I spent the most time with. And so it might be, and we've got to allow for the possibility that the more time they spend with me and more assistance they get from me actually reduces their chances of getting in, and they would have all got in regardless without any assistance from me. I mean, we've got to allow for that eventuality. Aside from all of that, let me tell you the apocryphal story first that I heard when I was going up for interviews at Oxford, and then I'll tell you what happened at my interview. So I was told, student walks into a Oxford admittance interview and is asked to sit down by the tutor for admissions. The tutor looks across at a brick on a desk and says to the student, throw that brick through the window. So the student gets up, picks up the brick, throws it at the window, glass smashes everywhere, the brick goes through the other side, lands on the quad. Then he sits back down. Tutor looks at him and says, you can leave now. Student looks perplexed. As he approaches the door, the tutor says, next time open the window. Now that's apocryphal, okay, and it didn't actually happen, right? It's one of those things that's made to make you think when you go into an interview, oh my God, what are they going to ask me? How should I behave? I've got to try and be novel. I've got to think outside the box, blah, 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 blah. When I walked in, and you have one interview in my day with somebody who's not in your subject area. So it won't be your politics tutor, economics, or a philosophy tutor. There'll be a tutor for admissions who could be from chemistry. And that was the case for me. I had an interview with a chemistry tutor. And the chemistry tutor sat me down and said, what do you think of that piece of art? And it was a vase with some flowers and all the rest of it. And I can't remember the answer I gave, but I guess they were looking for several things: your ability to express yourself, formulate an opinion on a subject you might not know a lot about, but at least have the confidence to say it, and certainly not sit back and say, well, it's not for me to say. It is damn well for you to say. And I guess other things such as, can you be entertaining, informed, draw in different pieces of analysis, little bits of information that you might have, make a coherent argument, which is interesting. Can you be likable? I was told by one person, don't forget, these guys have got to sit with you for 3 years in some cases, and in some cases 1-to-1 tutorials, it's more probably 2-to-1. So they want you to be likable. Anyway, probably the one thing I took away from all of that and that whole experience was not just the knowledge part and the ability to formulate an argument, but certainly having the confidence never to say to anything, well, it's not for me to say, I have no right. As one of my Oxford tutors once said, it's not whether or not you have the right, it's whether or not you are right. And the other thing was likability. Having that ability to be able to get on with somebody, whoever they are, from whatever station in life they're from. Hopefully that comes across in the videos.